and the music industry needs the top tier of new artists to promote to the masses. The concept is simple, but as you can imagine, real success is difficult to achieve. At the place where event producers, emerging artists, and the music industry intersect, there is a company whose purpose speaks directly to the need of each industry category. It's called EVAmore. And please welcome the founders of EVAmore, Channing Moreland and Mackenzie Stoker.
Hello, my name is Channing Moreland.
And I'm Mackenzie Stoker.
And this is EVAmore, the smart, streamlined way to book live entertainment. This is Josh. The good news is Josh was just put in charge of choosing all of the live entertainment for a big college organization. The bad news is Josh just realized he has absolutely no idea how to book a band. Because Josh isn't a part of the music industry, he doesn't know the roles that booking agents or managers play, and this creates a barrier between Josh and the music he wants to book. But Josh has an idea of what he wants this event to look like. He imagines everyone around him having a great time. But as Josh starts putting all of these things together, it becomes a lot harder than it originally seemed.
Josh didn't realize how much time and effort actually goes into booking a band. He has to figure out the artist's availability, they have to agree on pricing, he can't interfere with any preset radius clause that the artist might have. They all have to sign contracts, including the agent and manager, and that's only if he can find their contact online somewhere. By the time Josh has done all of these things, the deadline for the event has already passed, and the artist was never booked. Josh wouldn't have to deal with any of these problems if he had used EVAmore. EVAmore is the connection between event creators and artists. We're taking the problem that event creators already have of not being able to find or book artists and pairing them with artists that want to be booked. EVAmore is seamlessly closing that gap and solving both problems. We're automating the process of booking live music.
A further way to look at this is like Expedia is for the travel industry, EVAmore is that for the music industry. Expedia first started by booking flights faster for people, as EVAmore is helping people book artists faster. Now, like Mackenzie mentioned, we're helping that event creator and that artist get connected. And we'll be taking a 15% fee on top of what that event creator is paying for the artist's labor. But you see, we're doing two things here for that up-and-coming artist. We're helping them gain traction and make more money. So we'll be taking a 5% fee from the artist.
So this is what it will look like when our event creator, Josh, uses the platform. He'll first sign on to EVAmore and be prompted to answer some basic questions about his event, like date and time, location, attendance, and even the budget that he's looking to spend. Once he's done that, EVAmore filters out the artist based on availability, and he can apply more filters, like genre, type of event, and number of fans. He can then listen to the artists that we recommend for him. He can watch their YouTube videos and check out their socials until he finds the artist that fits perfectly. Once he's done that, he can book them instantly. After the event is over, both parties can rate their experience. This information is valuable to the music industry because we're providing data like which artists are being booked the most, how professional they are, and how they perform live. This is data that you can't find elsewhere.
The total addressable market here is massive because it's anyone like Josh who has an idea and wants to book music at their event. But we wanted to focus in on the people that have this as a continuous problem. And those are event planners, or corporate planners, or wedding planners. Those who need efficient and continuous access to that live entertainment. But then, we truly understand the college demographic, and thus college planners. This really helps us marry the two because they are event idealists. They have this idea and they want to innovate it on campus, but they also need that constant access to live entertainment.
Within those college planners, our go-to-market strategy is Greek organizations. There are 9 million members of fraternities and sororities, 12,000 social chairs we could target individually across 800 campuses in the US. Within these Greek organizations, they have a huge budget to spend on events. They're doing it every single week, and they already have the problem of not being able to find or book artists. More specifically, within the Greek organizations, we are targeting the Southeast region. Not only is exist in our backyard, but this is also the greatest place to start because on average, they have 45 chapters per campus. These chapters also have an ideal budget of $60,000 to $120,000 that they need to spend on events every year. So our obtainable market is 900 chapters in this region.
Unlike our competitors, we are focusing on a particular market that has this problem. Currently today, social chairs are booking through connections and relationships, and we are really opening the possibilities by automating this process. Now, a competitor like Close-Up, they allow artists to be booked through pop-up shows and house shows. But is that really enough of a sustainable income for that up-and-coming artist? A competitor like Gicket, they allow any artist to be booked on the site based on the price you'll pay. But that never guarantees that event creator that the artist is guaranteed to play. EVAmore eliminates those questions and those issues, and we make this a streamlined process to book that entertainment. Now, we're not only helping the event creators, we have found ways to serve the music industry as well. Every artist that successfully enters the marketplace has to go through a series of music industry gatekeepers. These are people like booking agencies, publishers, managers, and record companies. And EVAmore is the intersection to make that process easier. So let me give you an example of how we're doing this today. CAA is one of the most preeminent booking agencies in the world, and there are publishers like Sony ATV and Warner Chappell, some of the largest music publishers in the world. While Sony ATV books those developing artists, CAA books them. But there's a minimum of what CAA can charge for those artists, and some of those artists just aren't there yet. EVAmore is that intersection that connects those artists to gain traction to get them to the next step of CAA. And this is why we are forging a strategic partnership with CAA and having positive preliminary discussions with Sony ATV about using their artists on our site to build traction.
Channing and I have already produced 82 events in the past year. Our focus has always been millennials, so we know the ins and outs of what they want and how to deliver it to them. Through this, we've booked 164 artists, made $45,000 in revenue, $22,000 in profit, really only spending 2 to 3 hours a week working on this part-time. So we know that with the focus of a go-to-market strategy and the help of technology, this number will dramatically increase in year one. We have built the EVAmore business model with a bootstrapping method because we know exactly what it takes to be successful on our own. But imagine if we were to take investment and accelerate our growth and expansion. And this is exactly what we intend to do. To hit those projections, we've gone ahead and set milestones that we need to hit in year one. Today, we graduate Project Music, and we're going to use the resources and connections we've made to continue to scale. We already have our first event planned on April 28th. It's our launch party at East Ivy Mansion, and you guys should come talk to us after if you would like to know more information. In July of this year, we plan to have 150 active artists on our platform. Like I said before, we've already booked 164 artists and made connections to new artists through our platform, so this should not be an issue. In September of this year, we plan to have 5 universities onboarded, meaning we're strategically choosing which universities to start at the ground up with. In January of 2016, we plan to have 65 active social chairs using solely our platform to book their events. And in April of next year, we plan to have 200 events booked with those social chairs for the year of 2016.
This core team truly understands the millennial market, and this is why we are the team to execute. In my role as CEO, my goal is to always move us forward in the most efficient direction, but to really focus on those strategic partnerships and sponsorships that will build us into our national brand. Mackenzie and I have a great dynamic because as I focus on the shell of EVAmore, she focuses on artist development and customer acquisition, always making sure we have the best product to show. Wes Blumenthal, our CTO, he graduated with a full ride from Vanderbilt and currently focuses on retail marketing and data analytics. And our creative director, Michael Dukes, he has spent a career of branding and advertising, helping build national and multinational brands. Now behind this core team resides an advisory board with immense experience in the music industry, ranging from entertainment and technology consulting to artist relations and partnerships to IP and project management. This is a team filled with experience that helps us move forward quickly and learn quickly. Today, we ask for $260,000 so we can accelerate our growth in geographic and employee expansion, tech development with data analytics, and a marketing plan in the Southeast region.
Remember how hard it was for our event creator Josh to book a band? Well, now he's a happy EVAmore customer. He's put on 4 successful events, and he is the coolest guy around. He even gets asked advice on how to book bands from his friends.
So this is EVAmore.
We produce events, create venues, and empower artists
To do even more.